Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's start with today's topic. And today's topic is relational database management system. So what is relational database management system? And this topic is going to be very interesting. You'll understand the power of SQL and okay. So we know, right, SQL is the language, right? Structured query language that communicate with the relational database, that create the relational database, that maintain the relational database, manage relational database, right? So we'll understand in this video about what is the relational database management system. So okay, so first of all, RDMS stands for relational database management system. So out of that, just understand first what is the database management system. Okay, so it stores data in a table with relations, right? So it stores data with a table, that is nothing but the database management system, and they store in a relation. Okay, and that's why it's called as a relational database management system. So in our previous videos we have seen that, right? So there's select star from customer table, right? And there is select star from, let's say, order. Okay, let me go here, database and Amazon DB and tables. Okay, so there is only customer table, no problem. So we'll understand everything in detail. Okay, what is that relation, how it maintain these relations, how there is relations between the customer and orders. Okay, so first of all, let's understand the practically what is the relation, the functionally, and then we'll go into the technically. Okay, so let's say you are there's Amazon site. Okay, and on Amazon website there is one customer. Let's say Kiran is one customer. I logged into this I registered into the Amazon website as a customer, and then I go for order. Okay, to let's say I'm buying iPhone. Okay, so there's relations between the customer and order, right? So first of all, I have to register on my Amazon websites, and then and only then I can buy the order. Then and only then I can order this iPhone, right? So there's a relation between customer and order, right? So we'll create two tables, so, and we'll understand how we can maintain that relationship between the customer and order table. Okay, so when we call tables, that's nothing but objects, or you can call it as entity. Okay, so let's say in our case the customer is one table, or customer is one entity, or customer is one object, and second is nothing but the order. Okay, order, that is again one entity or one object, you can call it as. Okay, and when for customer there are few attributes, right, or few fields or few columns, right? So we can call for, let's say for one table we are calling having the rows and the columns. Okay, the same way, let's say this is a customer table, right? So you can see that for this customer table there is customer ID, customer name, customer address, mobile number, and email ID. So all these are attributes, all these are fields, all these are columns. Okay, so going forward, if I'm calling this as a field or attribute or column, you have to understand these are the nothing but the properties of any objects or any table or entity. Okay, and when there is records, so this is the first record, this is the second record, this is the third record, these are nothing but the rows. So that means these rows is nothing but the information for this row. Okay, for information for this customer. Okay, so now let's understand our interesting part, how SQL help to maintain that relationship. So the data in a different table is linked using a primary key and foreign key. So this is what the primary key and foreign key is, the technical term. So with the help of this primary key and foreign key, SQL is about to keep the relationship between the two tables. Okay, so we'll understand this. Okay, let's create a new query. Okay, here I'm creating again a table for you guys. Create table, let's say customer, and I'm creating, why I'm creating the again this table. We already created in the previous video, right, this customer tables, but I'm again creating because I want to help you to understand what is the primary key and foreign key. Okay, so for this customer tables, I am adding customer ID as integer. Okay, and then customer name, varchar 100. Then I'm adding email ID again I'm adding, let me copy paste this, varchar, okay, and mobile number, mobile number I'm taking, okay, again I'm taking this as an integer. This is the machine keyword, so try to keep this as a capital. Control Shift U is the shortcut for keep them. Select this and Control Shift U. So this is the uh, coding standard. Try to follow this Microsoft coding standard, so that will show your professionalism, your expertise. Okay. So this is my table. Now for this customer ID, I'm adding a primary key. Okay. So we have seen here, right? So how this maintain this relationship between the primary key and the foreign key. So I'm giving the primary key for this customer ID tables. Now I will tell you why I'm giving the primary key for this customer ID, because I want to keep this customer ID as a unique. So whenever you register on the Amazon websites, right? When you Amazon website, you get one customer ID that is always unique, right? If I want to give the another example, let's say you are working in the IT companies, your employee ID is unique, right? It's because by using that you, employee ID, by using this employee ID, that employees get identified, right? So this is always unique. That unique employee ID always unique to you. If you are a student, right? Let's say student ID, or your roll number in roll number in class, which is very unique for you, because that will help you to understand when the, let's say the roll number is 51, so you can understand that the roll number 51 is for that student there. Okay, so that is unique throughout the tables and the database. Okay, so that's why I created a primary key. Okay, now if I'm let me execute this table. Now it's what is saying, there's already an object customer in the database. So this database, this table is already there. Okay, so what we can do is, first we can drop this table. We'll drop this table and we'll recreate that table. So drop table syntax. So this is the drop table name. Okay, if I execute this, now my table is get deleted. If I go here, tables, and if I refresh, you can see that the table is dropped from here. Okay, now if I'm creating this table again, okay, great. Now the table command it completed successfully. Now if I execute refresh here, my new customer table is created here. Okay, now if I click here and if I go to the column, you can see that this is my customer ID, and you can see that it's a PK. That means it's primary key. And okay, you can see that this is integers and it's not null, because this is always primary key is always not null because it's unique, right? For example, role ID can't be a null, right? You can't keep it blank. Customer ID can't be blank, right? Employee ID can't be blank. The same way, when you create a primary key, your that column is by default not null, and the customer name, email ID, and mobile numbers, that I haven't mentioned anything explicitly, right? So that means by default it's null, it's allow null values. I'll show you these things as well. Okay, now let's say I'm insert into this table. Let me insert one record into this. Okay, now the customer ID is one. Again, the customer is again Kiran. Okay, and the mail ID is kp@gmail.com, let's say, and mobile numbers. Okay, I'm not putting the mobile number, okay, here, and I'm also not putting the customer ID. I want to show you the what will happen. Okay, so here I'm giving the column name as my customer name, and I'm giving the email ID. Okay, and let me try to insert only these two rows here. Okay, this is the value syntax. Okay, so always remember this syntax. You have to match the column names, insert into table name, columns, and values. You have to give the values. Okay, if I insert this, what will the error I will get? Okay, if I execute this will get cannot insert the value null into the customer ID table. Column does not allows the insert. Column does not allow null. Okay, so by default it will not take null. So always remember the first rule is the primary key is always not null. You have to pass the value for this customer ID. Okay, now I'm adding this customer ID column here. So I'm giving the value as 1. Okay, but I'm not giving the value for mobile number. Let's see what happens. Okay, if I execute this, wow, perfect, right? Now one row is affected, right? So now if I select star from customer table, you can see that I got the customer ID, I got the customer name, mail ID, but my mobile number is null. Okay, now here is the catch. Okay, when you log into, let's say, Amazon website or any application form you are filling from the online, there is always a mandatory field. So what if I want to keep this mobile number as a mandatory field? So in that case, I have to make it as not null. Okay, I have to make this mail ID as not null. Okay, got it. If I want to keep this mobile number as mandatory, then I will put this as a not null. Okay, let's say let me add one more table. Let's say I'm adding your social media account. Okay, social media account. Let's say you want to add Instagram or something here, but I want to keep this as optional. Okay, allow null. Okay, so if I keep this as a null, it will work. Even if I not keep anything, by default it will take null. Okay, now if I go to and try to create this table again, I will get the same error, right? Because this table is already available. So let me drop for now. In the next video, we'll understand how to alter or change the column times and all that stuff in the next video. But in this video, considering the RDMS concept, I'm just dropping this table again and I'm creating this table again. Okay, now I created these tables. Now tell me the interesting thing. Okay, interesting thing. Okay, if I insert now, what will happen? Okay, pause the video and tell me what will happen if I execute this. Definitely I'll get the error, right? Because now my mobile number is not null. Okay, I click here, cannot insert the null value into the mobile number because column does not allow the nulls and the insert fails. Okay, perfect. So here, go here and just put the number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 1. Now if I insert this, there's there are fewer column in the insert statement. Okay, now the problem is that I haven't added this mobile number here. Okay, so that values that I have supplied. Okay, this is an interesting error. Okay, even you can face all these errors when you are working in the IT industries. Okay, so always try to reproduce these errors, so it will be helpful for you to understand for the rest of your lives. Okay, so try to do this practically, and you'll understand these errors, and it will be very easy for you to understand. So it's saying that number of values in the values cause must be matched with the column specified in the insert statement. Definitely, right? So if this is table and for this table I have the 4 columns, I should pass the 4 values. I can't pass the 3 column names and I can't pass the 4 values, right? How it will understand that where to insert which value, right? So I have to put the mobile number here, right? So if I go and insert now, now the one row is affected. Right now select star from customers. Now you can see that, right? Here's one customer, this and now this social media account uh, is null, right? Actually, so it allows null because by default it's allows null, but I want to keep it mandatory. I have to mention explicitly as a not null. Interesting. I hope so far so good, right? So now this is the first things. Now for this customer, sorry, my bad again. Okay, so you got this error again, right? I want to show you one thing, right? Let's say why this error comes, I will explain. Okay, perfect. So let's say select star from Kiran. Now the Kiran is what, yeah, the customer ID is unique for Kiran throughout the database, throughout this table, because when I will order something, this customer ID will be going and store into the now order table. So that customer ID will always be unique. I can't give this customer ID to anyone. Let's say I'm creating another customer, let's say Akshay. Okay, and I'm adding the same records. Okay, I'm inserting the same, so I will get the error, violation of primary key constraint. So always remember, primary key constraint, that means it store a unique value. It cannot give you to add a duplicate value. The duplicate value is 1. Is saying this message is saying the duplicate value is 1. You can't add this because cannot insert duplicate key into the customer table. Violations of primary key. Okay, this error you will find when you'll work in the IT companies. So try to reproduce this error, and this is how you will learn, and you will remember this for rest of your life. Okay, so just make sure that you'll reproduce this error and you'll learn. This is the way you will learn. Okay, and you'll understand and you'll keep that concept remember for rest of your life. Perfect. Now I want to if I want to create a new customers, I have to give the new customer ID, that is true. Okay, now let me keep this as it is. Kiran. Okay, now the customer table is done. Okay, now I have one customer, Kiran, and for this customers, now let's create another table, right? Create table order. Okay, order. Sorry, order details. Now here's for every tables to uniquely identify that we have to create one ID, right? For customer tables, we have created customer ID. So same way for custom order table, there will be order ID details ID, and that will be the integer. Okay, and I'm giving this as again a primary key because I want to keep this value as a unique. Okay, so that's why I'm giving this as a primary key. Now here what I'm creating as order. uh, Okay, now this order details, the customer will go log into the applications. Once log into the application, register for the Amazon websites, the customer's entry will go here. Okay, right? Here's one, Kiran is here. Now Kiran can buy, right? He can log into the Amazon applications and then he can buy the products, right? So in order details, I want to keep the customer name, who buys what, right? So let's say who buys, who means customer, right? So I want to put a customer name. So instead of putting the customer name, I'm putting the customer ID. Why I'm putting the customer ID? Because let's say Kiran, in the last 10 years, Kiran ordered 10,000 products in the last 10 years or 20 years from the Amazon. So every time I don't have to put the name of that customer here because already this is my master tables where I already save this customer details, right? So this is the Kiran and this is the customer ID. I will identify from this ID. This is the Kiran and he, what orders have, what orders from the order detail table. Okay, so that's why I'm creating a keeping the customer ID. But how I can maintain this relationship? Now the concept is coming here, right? That I said to you that, right? How it using the relationships of primary key and foreign key. So this is the customer and now order details tables. I have the customer ID. And for this customer ID, I'm giving the data type as integers. Now I have to maintain the relationship between the customer table and the order table. So here I'm giving as a foreign key. Okay. So that means Control Shift U. So foreign key, that means this customer ID is reference to this customer, right? Foreign key. And the syntax is this is the foreign key. That means this key is nothing but the primary key of some other table. So the customer ID is the primary key of this table. Now references, and I have to give the my table name and then my column name. Very simple. The column name is customer ID. That's it. You are done. Okay. So that means this customer ID integer, that foreign key, this is nothing but a foreign key. That means this key is nothing but the primary key of some another tables. So which table? This is references to the customer table. So that means this customer ID is referencing to this customer ID of that customer table. And what is the use of that? I'm going to tell you practically. Very interesting. Just stay tuned. Okay. Customer ID. Now I'm adding a product name here. Okay, because Kiran is going to Kiran is buying something. When Kiran is order something, so that entry will go here. So, okay, for now I'm keeping this as a varchar. Guys, if you understand this concept, it will be very easy for you to become the pro, become the pro in SQL. Okay, so try to understand this. I'm keeping the things very simple, in order to get you understand very easily. Okay, so I'm creating this table now. Customer order details tables I've created. I'm just put the 3 columns only. I'm not going in detail about this. When this uh, uh, order date, order the date, or there's a lot of things I can add, but I'm just keeping simple. Okay, just for you guys to understand, and we'll go in detail step by step, but I don't want to go in more details. Don't want to create you more confusion, so I'm just keeping the 3 columns for you to understand. Okay, so now I will create this table. Okay, perfect. My table is created now. Okay, let's say I'm doing, select star from, I can't put here, I have to put after the table is created. And if I select star from this order, what I will get? Nothing, right? Because there is no any row added to this. Now let's say Kiran is the customer who registered onto the Amazon application. Okay, now this Kiran have the entry into the customer table, select star from. customers, but Kiran haven't ordered anything yet. Okay, so let's say Kiran goes there on the websites, and now Kiran ordered the iPhone from the Amazon. So how the entry will go into the order tables? Okay, just try to understand the technically and functionally. Okay, so let me create again insert statement, insert into order details. This is my table name, and these are my columns, right? So my what are my columns? Order details ID, my customer ID, and my product name. Let's say Kiran is buying product iPhone. Okay, so tap. What is the customer order details ID? It will be the one. Okay, this is the primary key, so don't think about more about this order detail ID. Just give the sequencing number for this 1 2 3 4 5, and that should be the unique again. Now customer ID, what will be the customer ID? Definitely the customer ID for Kiran is 1, so the customer ID will be the 1. Okay, and now product name is iPhone. Let's say uh Kiran buy iPhone, iPhone 6, iPhone, sorry, iPhone 16 Pro. Okay, and close the bracket. Insert into order details values 1 comma 1 let me run. Incorrect syntax. Okay, values, my bad, sorry. So this is how you can understand the code. Okay, no problem. One row is affected, right? That means one row is inserted. Now select star from this. Okay, now you understand, this is the order ID, this is the customer ID, and this is the iPhone brand. Okay, so what this means? Kiran buy iPhone. Okay, now let's say Kiran goes to this website again and he buys, let's say, Android phone. Okay, for example, let's say Redmi Note, let's say 16. Okay, uh, and if I run this, what will be the error? Anyone can guess? Violation of primary key, because this is the primary key, right? So you can't add you can't add again a same value. So this will be a definitely a 2. Okay, uh, I'll help you understand this problem as well. Okay, identity column is there, so with the help of this is the auto generated columns. You not need to insert from the UI side, right? Because you are just customer, you are just buying these products. This is the technical things. That order ID, that customer ID is automatically get generated from the database side. Okay, so you not need to worry about it. Okay, I'll tell you the solution for this as well. For now, just try to remember that should be the unique, right? So now I'm putting this as a 2. Okay, now customer ID I'm putting because Kiran again buy a Redmi Note phone round. Now I insert here, the record is successfully inserted, right? Now I'm executing this, right? Select star from order details. Now what this table means, this is the order 1, this is order 2. These are the 2 orders by Kiran. Okay, why? Because customer ID is 1, and then this customer ID 1 is for Kiran, right? So from these two tables you can understand that, right? This Kiran, this is customer table, this is order details tables, and this customer ID is stored here, customer, and that means it shows this there is a relationship between customer and the order tables, and that's what SQL is trying to say, that data in a different tables is linked using relationships, the primary key and the foreign key. Okay, so we have added the foreign key. Now I will tell you the one interesting fact. Okay, so let's say let's understand, let's say there's one more customer. Okay, and that's Akshay. Let's say Akshay, but he not registered it onto the Amazon websites and he want to buy something. Okay, let's try let's say for this Akshay the customer ID is 2. Okay, let's say customer ID is 2. This is the new customer. Okay, let's say he it not registered on the Amazon website, but he want to go and order some things. Tell me technically, before technically, tell me the functionally, is it possible that you go on the Amazon websites and order something without registration, without registers, without logging to the Amazon websites? It's not possible, right? You have to give the information, you have to give the customer information first. You have to give your email ID, you have to give your mobile numbers, you have to give your address. Then and only then you will buy. Then and only then you can order, right? Otherwise, how Amazon will come to know that which customer is that, what is the contact number, where to ship, right? So functionally, it's impossible, right? So let's say I will tell you now in interesting part. Okay, let me add a entry for Akshay. Okay, let me add entry for Akshay here. Okay, insert into the order details. Let's say order details ID is a 3. That's the third order on the Amazon. And let me add the customer ID is a 2. Okay, I want to add Akshay here. Okay, customer ID as a 2. And product name, let's say again, Akshay is buying iPhone 16 Pro here. Tell me what will happen if I execute this, what will be the error? Very interesting, and that will help you to understand the power of SQL. What is the foreign key, what is the primary key? Okay, if I execute this, the insert statement conflicted with the foreign key constants. The conflict occurred in the database, the table customers and the customer ID. That means, okay, that means it's not able to put entry into the order details table. Why it's not able to put the entry into the order tables? Because this customer ID is not available in the customer tables. That's why it's not allowing you. Oh, sorry, I went to the new query. So that means there is only one customer. So only this customer will get allowed it to do the order. Akshay is not part of this customer tables. Akshay is not already it registered on the Amazon website. So he will not get a chance to order anything. So what should we do to get this entry insert into this? Tell me in the comment box. Just pause the video and tell me in the comment box. I want to insert into this order detail. If you answer this question, that means you understand everything. Just pause the video and tell me in the comment box. Yeah, right. First, you have to add entry into the customer table for the Akshay, and then and only that Akshay or that new customer can do the order, right? So let me add Akshay here. Let me add Akshay at the gmail.com. Let me keep the mobile number as some changes. Okay. Now, if I insert this error, what do you think? Will it work? What do you think? If I execute this, will it work? What happened? Violations of primary key. Again, that customer ID is unique for Kiran, right? So you can't give the one customer ID to Akshay. You have to give a unique next number to Akshay. Okay. So this is what the 2. Now, if I insert this here, and now you can see that now the row is perfect. Now the one row is inserted here as well. Now select star from customer. Now Akshay is on roll. Akshay registered on the Amazon websites. Now he is log into the Amazon applications. Now he's part of the customer table. Now he can do the orders. Now, if you execute this, perfect. Now you can see that now Akshay can orders, right? So this is what the power of foreign key. When you forcing the, this is the constraint. Okay, we call this technically, this is the constraint, or you can call this as a constraint or some rules. Forcefully, you are putting some rules on this customer ID tables. So you can't put into order details. If that customer ID is available into the customer tables, then and only then you can add value into the order details table. Okay, otherwise you can't add value. Otherwise you can't add value, or you can't add record into the order details tables. Now, if I select start from, you can see that here you can see that this is the Kiran customer ID is 111. So Kiran ordered to 2 products. Akshay ordered 1 products. Interesting. So this is how you can maintain these relationships. Now going forward, you can do the join between these, and you can fetch the data. How many products ordered by Kiran, how many products ordered by Akshay, on what date he ordered the products, what type of products, from which city they ordered. There's a lot of SQL queries we can do. There is a lot of things we are going to do in upcoming videos. We'll understand there's a join, or what is the join, how to join this, and how to find for Kiran which products Kiran buy, what on what dates, and a lot of things that we are going to understand. Okay, but in this video, I just want to help you to understand, okay, about the primary key and the foreign key constraint. I hope you understand and enjoyed this video. Okay, now I want to give the assignment for you guys. Okay, just create the same table. Okay, without the primary key and without the foreign key, and try to insert the data, the customer which is not available in this table. Let's say you add 2 entries of the customers, 3 entries of the customers. For these customers, add entries into the order details, but try to add new customer. Let's say now we have the 2 customers, right? Now if I try to go ahead and try to add the order in the order details for third customer, it will not allow me the entry. Okay, so assignment for you that you have to first create the tables without any primary key or foreign key, and you have to insert the data, and you have to tell me that is that working for you. Okay, the error that we have created here, right? So let me add here's customer ID as a 3, then next customer. Okay, I have to, sorry, control Z. Let me copy this. Okay, order detail will be the next order. Okay, first, but I'm adding the customer which is or not available in the customer table. Okay, let's say I'm adding as a third customer 3, and I'm giving and that customer is trying to buy the Redmi. Okay, will it work? Definitely not. It will give the, because we have the relations, we have forced that references, that a constraint, right? That is this rule we have given to this table, so it will not allow you. Okay, it will always look for this master table, this customer table. If the customer is not available, it will give the error. But you just create 2 tables without foreign key and primary key and tell me, will it work? Definitely it will work, but you have to try this. But there is no meaning, right? You are adding some customer tables, customer data and some order details, and in order tables you don't have that. You're adding the customer which is not a part of that customer table, so that is meaningless data. So integrity comes, right? So that's what the integrity comes, right? So there should be valid data. So those are the part of acid properties of the sequels, and we'll learn this in the upcoming videos. But just understand this integrity, customer, order, there is always a relationship between them, and that relationship is maintained by the primary key and foreign key. And this is what the power of SQL. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and just request, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and just comment me in the comment box if you understand this, and that will really help me, that really give me the motivations to create more videos for you guys. Let me know in the comment box, what is the next video is that you are looking for. I'm creating this web series, I'm creating this playlist, to give you the step-by-step understanding of the SQL, and I hope you'll enjoy this video, and see you in the next video. Till then, stay healthy, stay fit, stay blessed, and happy SQL coding. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.